Hello, good evening. My name is Marissa Winmill, and this is my Equity Investigation and Improvement Plan assignment. For this specific assignment, I selected to work on lack of diversity in educated workforce at Kent School District, where I work at. Um, since my teaching career, teaching from the Philippines in exclusive private school to Texas, in the border of Texas, to Seattle, teaching ELL students. And having that experience for 27 years, I could say I was able to see extremes environment from top to bottom or the middle. And I could have compared many different contexts, but this one, lack of diversity in educated workforce, is so close to my heart that a lot of my advocacy work um, is focused on diversifying educated workforce in our state. So looking at our district, um, looking at the data here, uh, we've been struggling in recruiting teachers of color. As you can see, in 2013, from 2013 to 2018, first year teacher, we only hired 3 teachers of color in our school. For the entire district, we actually did a great job in 2015 to 2016, where we hired 125 new teachers, and 20 of those are teachers of color. And so we've been hiring 20 teachers of color, 20, 21, 20, as you will see, or as you can see, but that hasn't increased. But the demographics of our students have significantly increased, and so it's a problem what I'm addressing in this project or assignment. This slide shows the diversity of our school district. We serve 27,462 students, and the student demographics uh, states that we have 51.7% of our students are male, 48.3 are female, 20.8 of our students learning English language, and 12.1% are students who have disabilities. Looking at the race and ethnicity, you can see that it's very diverse. 32.9 are considered white, 22.5% are students of, who are Hispanic and Latino, 19.8 are students are Asian students, 12.5 are Black African American, and 9.5% students 2 or more races, and 2.5 are students of Native or Hawaiian background, and 0.3% are students who are American or American Indian and Alaska Native. And our top 5 languages are English, Spanish, Vietnamese, Russian or Ukrainian, and Punjabi. Our graduation rates, we have the highest in 2019, and it's 84.0%. With this diversity data, we can tell that we are very diverse and we need to do a better job in diversifying. As a stakeholder, what would or could I do? Well, I really like this quote by Jensen Shaw, and it says, "Don't wait until you are ready to take action. Instead, take action to be ready." And most people believe that you have to have leadership position in order for you to take action. Well, I consider myself a teacher leader. I serve at our Professional Educator Standards Board as board member. I lead our Educators of Color leadership community, and I coach and facilitate our Refugee Educator Academy. So I would say I am a teacher leader, and I don't need to wait until I am ready. I think that I can be ready anytime. So the first thing that I would like to do is look at the KSD strategic goals and prioritize its core values, which are equity, excellence, and community. In our website, the biggest word is equity. And I think there are things that we can do better to show and demonstrate equity in so many ways. And it's in the diversifying other teachers' workforce that equity is lacking. Two, evaluate KSD strategic goals based on equity tools. There are some tools that we can use to evaluate our strategic goals, and knowing what the goals are and evaluating it myself. I know that the we need improvement. Three, create a comparison analysis of human resources hiring, retaining, and developing teachers of color, which I have the privilege to do because I volunteered myself to be part of our equity council. So I am able to see what the district is planning to do and what they're doing in order for our district to hire and develop teachers of color. And I can see the disparity and advocate for it whenever I had the chance. Four, create mentoring in teachers of color. Uh, this is something that we are doing in the union and in our region, and I'm also involved in this work. Um, and five, grow your own educators pipeline through recruiting Washington teachers, uh, or in some places it's called Teaching Academy in a high school. And I propose that our high school start recruiting Washington teachers to grow our own pipeline, because knowing the diversity of our school being the number two most diverse high school in the nation, according to Niche, um, we can do a lot of great things to be the source of the educators pipeline to start this diversifying educator workforce. Whenever I talk to students in our building, I always find students who are interested in becoming teachers. So there is this group of talents already in our school that can be grown into becoming um, powerful leaders and teachers in our district. So who should be included in planning, or who are the stakeholders who should be involved in the plan for the diversifying educator workforce? First, Equity Council to the leadership of the superintendent. Two, Professional Educator Standards Board, staff in the board member. That's me, because Professional Educator Standards Board has this initiative of recruiting Washington teachers, and they're the ones with in collaboration with Center for Strengthening Teacher Profession created this curriculum recruiting Washington teachers. And I was part of creating the professional development for teachers who teach recruiting Washington teachers. So I am very familiar with the program, and I know that we can use that at our district or our school. And I know data, and I know people that I can tap in order for us to help start the recruiting Washington teachers. Today's DT director in family and community engagement director. Um, we also have our multilingual department, ELL and world language. Our school will be starting the dual language program. It's in the middle school right now in Kent Meridian. We'll have the dual language students in a year. And so it's a perfect time for us to start the recruiting Washington teachers. And that's also a great opportunity for us to really ramp up the program and even think of being the pilot, the pilot school who can really show dual language in educators' pipeline and how to do it, so that other schools and districts can learn from our program. Fifth, administrators, counselors, parents, and staff. Without the approval of administrators and the desire of the counselors and parents and staff, this would not happen. So there should be buy-in of all the stakeholders, especially our administrators, counselors, parents, and staff. Six, community organizations in higher education, the teacher preparation programs. There should be direct collaboration with the teacher preparation program so that they can partner with us and help us prepare our high school students so that the when they go to the university or college, they are ready, and they already and professors there or the university would know already the skills that our high school students learn or developed while they were in high school. In seven, student ASB clubs and other leadership groups among our students who can help recruit and share this information um, with other students in the elementary school and in the middle school so that when they are in high school, they can start thinking about coming and joining the RWT. So if I became the leader of KSD, how could I address any differences I see? First, set up a meeting with all stakeholders and identify our core group or diversity task force. Two, present data about the lack of diversity and its impacts to student learning and get the stakeholders' perspective about the issue. I know already that our community organizations and other stakeholders know that we need to increase um, people of color who can model um, what success is or who can be role models for our students of color. Third, create a timeline or in a plan of actions to um, implement diversity plan, starting from the creation of recruiting Washington teachers in the high school, mentoring educators of color, um, developing professional developments for our men mentors and mentee, and then making sure that our diversity task force and stakeholders are involved in monitoring and evaluating how the program is going. So would there be differences? If so, what would they be and why? I am very certain that there will be differences, because if we take those actions that I enumerated earlier, then I know that we could diversify the educator workforce. If we have 20 students um, every year who graduate from our recruiting Washington teachers, I would say we could have at least 10 every year who would come back to our school district. That's better than two teachers of color that we hired in 2017. Second, close the opportunity gap in education. How would that happen? Well, research um, reveal that if we have teachers of color or when we have teachers of color, more teachers of color in the classroom, students of color perform better and they learn better and therefore get better grades, or they have better attendance and stay in school and therefore increase their graduation rate. Three, diminish the teacher shortage. So imagine if we have at the beginning of the year we have 20 and then the following year we have 40 or let's say 30. and then 40. And incrementally, we will add more teachers, and eventually we'll be supplying teachers to the entire state. So that would really diminish the teachers shortage. And so those differences are big. Those differences can really solve problems. So um, we just need to have leadership who can see the vision, or who have vision and ready to take action and tap all the resources available in order for us to make a difference or change things in our community. So the differences that I was talking about earlier is supported by research. So according to the PSB report, um, by the numbers, 81% of all program participants are students of color compared to the state average of 47%. 64% of students speak more than one language. It means it's very diverse. 93% of seniors applied to college. And compare to how many of our seniors applied to college to this data about recruiting Washington teachers, it's significant. And 100% of seniors who applied to college were accepted, and 99% of those students graduate. So that number, these numbers are really significant. So I don't see any reason for not starting this program, which can address the lack of diversity in our school district. So this last slide talk about the specific differences or outcomes as a result of diversity plan, uh, which I'm sure could happen if the leader that I was addressing earlier would be the leader in implementing this. So first, um, addressing equity and strategic goal number 4, our district aims to hire premier diverse workforce. And if we do have that recruiting Washington teacher, our own pipeline, that could happen, and therefore it would address that inequity or disparity that we have right now. 2, growing educator workforce from the community who can contribute to success of our society and boost a growing economy. um, I know that Kent is the number 4 um, largest city in the state, and it's getting more diverse. But then we are hiring teachers from different parts of the nation. If we can tap the talents that we have already, having Kent Meridian as the second most diverse high school in the nation, why not tap the talent of our students? We already have our talent within our community, and it makes a lot of sense to tap their talents, grow them, develop them, and be the teachers of the students in our community. Third, accelerate the achievement of hiring teachers of color, thus closing the achievement gap. So instead of just having 84% graduation rate, compared to the statistics of students who are in the Recruiting Washington Teachers Program, that would be so big. Um, and therefore, if our students are taught by teachers who look like them, I am very sure that our student achievement gap will be less, and therefore everyone will achieve. What local entities could do. Local entities can include teaching academy students, teachers, administrators, parents, community leaders, educational and community organizations. They could participate in the stakeholders meetings, create meaningful partnerships, where, just like what I said earlier, um, create that structured collaboration between our high school and the higher ed. We can also use a community organization to find resources for scholarships. Um, and we can use our teachers, our superstar teachers, experts, and veterans to be the mentors for our students and develop them into um, leadership position. And so they are not just going to be teachers, but also teacher leaders. Third, monitor the progress of the plans and making sure that the plans are evaluated and modified accordingly. And the last one, they can make recommendations and engage in the fulfillment of the plans and provide um, recognitions or rewards in a continuous plan of action that would sustain the program. And for this penultimate slide, these are my references. Thank you for listening, and I'm looking forward for the feedback that you will give me to um, either positive or areas of growth. I would appreciate it. So thank you very much.